Kate Bush, how does she do it? How does she write her incredible songs? Hello, my name's Greg Harradine. I'm a composer, and on this episode of Good Art, Bad Art, I'll be discussing the song Cloudbusting. Now, I've heard this song, on and off throughout my life, and until recently, I've never really got what it was about, but I always thought it was a strangely powerful and compelling song, which kept bringing me back to it every now and then. And what I'll do, I'll share what it's about because it's really weird. It's so strange and you can't really get it from the lyrics. I'll share what it's about and then I'll share whether I think this is an example of good art and bad art. Please let me know if you agree or disagree with me in the comments. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe and suggest a song, composition that I should look at next. So, okay, what's it about? So, Cloudbusting. Kate Bush was inspired by a book. A book called A Book of Dreams, which was written by Peter Reich, who's the son of Wilhelm Reich. Now, just look up Wilhelm Reich, online, because to describe his life would take way more than the 8 minutes I have for this video. He was basically a psychoanalyst, Austrian psychoanalyst, and a radical man. He had these radical psychiatric and scientific ideas, a lot of which now we say is unfortunately is pseudoscience, but still some radical and interesting ideas. Cut a long story short, he ended up in America, and he and his son, by all accounts, had a great relationship, right? And one of the things that Wilhelm Reich believed was that he could make these rain-making machines, and he pointed at the sky, clouds would form, hence the name cloudbusting. And his son Peter used to love working with his dad, right, on these rain-making machines. What 12-year-old wouldn't, indulging this fantasy. Of course, it wasn't a fantasy. Wilhelm really thought these were making rain. But what great fun for a child. And this is what the song is largely about, except then what happened, this is all true, what happened next is not the FBI, but maybe the authorities, the American authorities, arrested Wilhelm Reich, Peter's dad, because of his weird scientific and psychiatric views and experiments. They arrested him, put him in prison very, very suddenly, in the middle of the night, I believe. So Peter's dad was snatched from him suddenly when he was 12 years old, and his dad actually died in prison relatively soon after, I believe, maybe a year later, something like that. So the song is about this relationship of father and son, parent and child. On the one hand, it's loving, it's amazing, it's such a tight bond, especially in an activity like cloudbusting. This fantasy, this almost a childish fantasy, yet the father took it seriously. You got that on the one hand, mixed with danger, right? The fact that then his dad was suddenly taken from him. I love when songs are about something deep like that, and not just about something, some unnamed kind of trivial thing like love. Not that love's trivial, but it's just very unspecific, right? There's thousands, tens of thousands of songs about unspecific love. This could not be more specific, right? And you kind of get it in the lyrics a bit, but unless you read up on the story of it, you don't know everything I've just told you, right? Now, what is the song, good art or bad art? Well, it's great, isn't it? Come on, very few people surely would hate this song. Although, here's a quote from a critic at the time who didn't like it. This is from David Quantick. He wrote, a fine vocal, well, that's something at least, a fine vocal married to a rotten, boring tune and some orchestral wittering. Well, David, I couldn't disagree more. One of the main features of this is this string sextet. It's the Medici string sextet who just propel the song along. With this great string writing, keeping a very solid, steady beat. And the string writing was done by Kate Bush alongside Dave Lawson. They did the string arrangements. And I feel like the constant presence of the strings is the constant connection from father to son in this song. It never goes away. Even when the father's taken away, in the middle of the night, the connection is still there. There's great percussion, great drums in this track, and of course Kate's vocals are just wonderful. And the lyrics are great. I'll read a few lyrics here. So the chorus, every time it rains, you're here in my head, like the sun coming out. I just know that something good is going to happen. I don't know when, but just saying it could even make it happen. Doesn't that sum up this childish, not saying that in a denigratory way, but when you're a child, you believe anything, don't you? In this joyous way, just saying something, maybe it will happen if I just say it will happen. Maybe if I point this machine at the sky, I'll make rain with my dad. And yet the music occupies this strange place. It's expansive, but you can't call it happy. You can't call it sad either, right? It's expansive and compelling, but it sort of treads a line between, on one hand, like something dangerous might be happening here, right? There's this safety element, the safety of a parent, and that strong, solid connection, but there's an element of danger in the music, lurking under the surface almost. I think one of the ways that's achieved is by the chords that are used, the harmonies with the strings, are in the key of C sharp minor. And it's sort of just playing around with a few chords, really. C sharp minor, B major, A major, A6, a few others. But what often happens is, instead of the C sharp minor, we've got a seventh. We've got C sharp minor 7, and the top string note is going on that 7th. So it's not totally resolved, right? There's a note there that's providing some tension. It's not just a B major chord. Maybe in the strings we've got a sus4, we've got a suspended fourth going on there as well. So it's just not quite sitting perfectly safely. Yeah, there's a bit of danger there. I'll just share a quote here from a music journalist, Amy Hansen, who wrote that safety and danger are threaded through the song via both a thoughtful lyric and a compulsive cello-driven melody. Even more startling, but hardly surprising, is the ease with which Bush was able to capture the moment when a child first realizes that adults are fallible. Yes, couldn't agree more. Yeah, at that age, you do realize. Of course, Peter realized that adults are fallible when he saw his dad taken away. And it ends with this strange sound, which is meant to be the sound of a steam engine slowing down. Kate Bush actually admits she had no idea how to end this song. The ending wasn't working. It just kind of fizzled out. It didn't work. So they randomly came up with the idea of creating the sound of a steam engine, which kind of makes probably most listeners think of the sounds of this rain-making machine, perhaps. Anyway, have to stop there. Great song. I give it 91. 91 out of 100. Thanks for watching. Let me know what I should cover next time on Good Art, Bad Art. Goodbye.